Recognize. That is the most important piece of marketing, that people recognize the brand, that I recognize it, like these or these or these or these. You can recognize them. I looked up the root of the word. It's to know again, cognoscere, and cognoscere, to know something again. So you learn it, and then you know it, and then you know it again when you see it again. So to be recognized, you've got to be distinct. You've got to be different. We remember those people from school, like growing up, like, oh yeah, that's the suspenders guy. Oh yeah, that's the girl that has the red backpack. Oh yeah, that's the guy that really likes corn dogs. Whatever it is, the thing about them that stands out. Okay, so like table stakes are, have a great product, have something about it that's special. And like I said, I think that there's something about every product that's special or different. You wouldn't have gotten to the place where you want to introduce people to it if there's not something about it. Okay, so it's really easy to be hard on the product or service and be like, well, it's just like everything else. It's not. It is not. Okay, so table stakes. You've got something great. You want to communicate. You want to introduce it to people. In order to be recognized, to be different, to be like this guy or her, you've got to have stuff about you that everybody can identify, that they can know, and they can know again when they see you. Over 100 years ago, Reynolds decided to be recognizable in a few ways. Their tobacco for Camel Cigarettes, they decided to set the price point at the highest. And there's a case to be made for that, for sure. Then the way that they introduced the product in Cleveland, Ohio was very clever, and it was different, and it was very recognizable. Everybody else would display all of their tobacco products all together. It was a family of products. But Reynolds decided with Camel alone, this is it. We're going to set the price at the top of the market, and we're going to talk about only one. It was also a burley flavored cigarette, which was different. Everybody else was doing Turkish flavored cigarettes. This one's going to have a different flavor, a different taste to it. Then they placed a newspaper advertisement that had a single camel in it that said the camels are coming. Then they placed another one that said, tomorrow there will be more camels in town than in all of Africa and Asia. Then the cigarettes were available, and there was ads that said Camel Cigarettes are here, and they were available to everybody. And after Camel is introduced in this memorable way, they had 40% of the market share in just 5 years. It was this very unique approach that ended up becoming very recognizable as Camel Cigarettes that caused the American tobacco company to respond with Lucky Strike. It was this contest between the two of them to go, hey, we're different. Check us out. Camel Cigarettes. The camels are coming. A unique, interesting way to advertise it and introduce it to the market. And it was distinct and it was different and it had a better flavor. And then Lucky Strike goes, pow, we're going to respond in kind. At first, the idea behind Lucky Strike was that was like a strike to strike gold. Like, there's gold in them there hills. But what they ended up doing was they had the logo with the red dot in the middle like it was a Lucky Shot, Lucky Strike, which it was in response to the Camel Cigarettes. This is the same Lucky Strike that had the slogan, Lucky Strike, it's toasted, that's talked about in Mad Men Season 1. Episode 1, story, the timing of the story is a little bit off as it happens in Mad Men much later, but it was in this whole period of who can be more recognizable, Camel, Lucky Strike, who can capture more market share. So Lucky Strike ends up saying, Lucky Strike, it's toasted. Well, all the tobacco was toasted. All the companies were doing that, but Lucky Strike owned it. So Lucky Strike is saying, our tobacco is toasted. Anybody could say that. Any of the tobacco companies could say that. But they say it, they put the message out, and then they're recognized as the brand that their tobacco is toasted. This is something Claude Hopkins did with Schlitz beer, where he talked about the fact that their bottles are cleaned with live steam. They were all cleaning their bottles with live steam. When it comes to your marketing materials, have the courage to be different, to be distinct. Have a product that's differentiated and put materials out there that are recognizable, that it's you, so that when they see it again, they'll know it. They'll know it the first time and they'll recognize it and they'll know it again the next time that they see it. And I really do think the way there isn't to invent something, isn't to come up with something. There's something inherent in the group of individuals that has created your brand or is working on it right now. There's something inherent in the product. There's something there that already is different, where you can say when you find it and then are able to shine a light on that and broadcast it, that there's gold in their heels.